Hello everyone, this is Sean Marble again with the Marble Block. Please, please, please like, subscribe, comment. Very important. We love your feedback. We always want to engage with you guys. We want to make this very interactive. Today we're going to be talking about earnest money deposits and your cash to close. Two very, very, very important things when you're going into a real estate transaction. This is going to be primarily for the purchaser. However, as a seller, you also want to be interested in this topic as well. As a seller, you want to make sure the earnest money deposit has been posted with the title company. Most likely it's going to be held with the title company. It's sometimes called the EMD, which stands for earnest money deposit. The earnest money deposit, very simply put, is a good faith deposit put up by the purchaser. Most likely it's held by the title company. Sometimes it's held by the seller in an off-market transaction. The earnest money deposit gives you essentially some insurance that the person who's purchasing your home is serious. And also for the buyer, it's a good faith deposit to let the seller know to that respect that you are serious in buying their property. The earnest money deposit is credited back to the purchaser at the time of closing. So if you put an earnest money deposit up for $5,000 with the title company, with the seller, whoever's going to be holding that deposit on your behalf, when you come to closing, that's actually credited right back to you at the closing table. A lot of times, and a lot of questions that I get are who to write the earnest money deposit to. Earnest money deposit in this market, Maryland, DC, and Virginia, but essentially across the board, is going to be held by the title company. There were some RESPA laws put in place that really the settlement agent likes to hold a deposit. The real estate agent does not really like to hold a deposit because there's a lot of liability involved with holding an earnest money deposit. How much earnest money deposit should you put down? A good rule of thumb, especially in this market, is a 5% deposit of the purchase price. That's an aggressive amount of a deposit. So speaking with your real estate agent, they'll probably know based on where you are as far as where you're purchasing. Here in DC, Maryland, Virginia, it's very, very aggressive. So the higher the earnest money deposit, the more serious the seller sees you as a purchaser. So very, very important to start with that and know how much is appropriate to put down on the home as far as an earnest money. The earnest money deposit, again, gets written out usually as a personal check to the title company, or it can be wired. There's a lot of concern right now with wire fraud. Wire fraud is very rampant, so if you're going to wire your earnest money deposit, you want to always do a phone verification of any emailed wire instructions from the title company. Emailed wire instructions from anyone you want to verify. You want to verify with the bank as far as the account number. You want to verify the routing number or wire ABA number, sometimes called, the bank name, and who is on the account of where you're going to send your earnest money deposit. There's a lot of applications that are allowing for remote deposits of checks that allow you to take a picture right from your phone and deposit that right to the title company escrow account. We'll talk about some more of those in the future as far as different options on that. But in a general rule of thumb, you want to make sure you're putting down a healthy earnest money deposit as far as amount, and you want to make sure that you're verifying who to make the deposit check out to. Now, cash to close goes hand in hand with the earnest money deposit because you're going to be sending money for cash to close when it's time to close, most likely to the same entity, most likely the title company. So certified checks are always going to be needed at the time of close, or a bank wire transfer. Title companies are not going to allow for an ACH deposit because those can be recalled within a 72-hour period. So just imagine sending an ACH deposit and then you can actually call the bank and have them send it back to you after closing, which is why the title companies will not allow for ACH deposits. The best possible way to know if you're sending an ACH deposit versus a wire transfer is to check the amount the bank is charging you. It's a very simple thing, but trust me, I see wires get rejected, or I should say ACHs get rejected all the time because people are sending those as opposed to a wire. The wire transfers are always going to be more expensive than the ACH deposit, okay? So a same day wire transfer typically runs between $25 to $30. An ACH deposit is usually around $12 to $15. So rule of thumb, go for the higher fee when you're sending your funds for either cash to close or earnest money deposit if you're going to send them electronically. That's pretty much all I've got for you today. But again, we want to keep this very simple, piecemeal in the process, so you guys know how it goes in real life terms. Once again, this is Sean Marble with the Marble Block. Please like, subscribe, comment. We'd really love to hear your feedback. Thank you.